30-year-old claims adjuster Kai Miller is suing former friend, 46-year-old restaurant owner Marcello Nicoletti, for the $5,000 he used trying to find her long-lost father in Italy.
Order. All rise.
The two on the count there, a matter of Miller versus Nicoletti. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Miss Miller, I've read your complaint, and I gather you had no contact with your biological father your entire life. Is that correct?
This is true. He never knew I was conceived.
And as an adult, that started to probably pry on your mind, and you wanted to find him.
Correct.
Your complaint generally states that you befriended the defendant, or he you. You knew he had family in Italy, where your father, I believe, came from, where you believe still lived there, and you gave him $5,000 in the hopes of locating your father. You claim that he did nothing to earn the $5,000, didn't find your father, and you want your money back.
This is true.
Okay. What efforts had you made to locate your father?
I had research programs for people, 1-800-US-SEARCH, those type of programs to try and locate him. I have a unique situation because, of course, I was not adopted. He never knew I was conceived. He had flown back to Italy right in 1969 after he had met my mother. So I've never wanted to interrupt his family life. He never knew I was born. He was engaged to be married. I did not want to interfere. I wanted to find him directly. I had made many, many, many searches, called investigators, see how much it would cost.
For a long time. For how long?
At least 15 years. Adult life. I'm 30. At least 15 years. At my wit's end, I did befriend him. He was very cordial. I explained my situation. We were in the same workplace. So he said, I would love to help you. I do this for people. I would like to help you. So I said, wonderful. Let's talk about it. He did graciously invite me to his home. His father was there. Very, very nice to me. Both of them were very nice. Said this will be no problem. Came out with a folder explaining that he had done this for other people. Different situations, but did know how to contact. Had a lot of resources and connections over there. That his father was the mayor of South Italy. La, la, la. I was like, wonderful. This is my one hope to find him. So we proceeded. About 3 months into it, just the verbal things, he did come up with, I need some more money. I'm going to need possibly money. No money was mentioned in the beginning. Came up with more money. I need more money because it's getting more in depth. I need to pay some people to do work for you over there because I'm not there, those type of things. I said, what's the money for? A little hesitant. I don't make a lot of money. What's it for? Am I going to, receipts, anything. But I understand if you're making long-distance calls, I owe them phone calls, to Italy. Of course, valid. Time went on. He came back with, so I did reluctantly, but I did pay the money. That is a very large money, $5,000. That's, 4 or 5 months worth of my work. So I did pay the money. My mother was currently dying of cancer. She recently passed away October 11th. When he asked for the money, he did ask, I need you to sign a piece of paper, which I wrote up myself, indicating that you will allow me permission to get information over in Italy from the Italian consulate, the American consulate. I said, of course I will. I drew those up for him. And he claimed that's what he needed the money for, and that was to get passport information, different things that, to me, I would think you would have to pay services for.
Just 1 second. How did you know he was married and has 3 children?
My mother told me this. My mother said he was my father.
How did she know that he was married?
She had an affair with him for about 4 months. He was engaged to be married when they had met.
That's right. That's what you told me. That's what I didn't understand.
Right.
So she had some contact with him subsequently because...
None.
Well, how did you know to put in this letter that he married and has 3 children?
From the family here in San Diego.
And who got that information for you?
I have always had their phone number because I got it from 411. The great aunt and uncles. I never wanted to go to them.
Just a second. So they told you that he is married and has 3 children?
That family.
That family?
Yes.
Not the defendant?
No, not the defendant.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yes. At this point, he did ask for the money, asked for that paperwork. I did comply with him, and I gave it to him. The things that he verbalized to me after that had happened was that he found more information for me. Great. He found me this piece of paper, which you can show, and he provided me these numbers handwritten, and I went ahead and typed them up myself. And I even gave him, I believe, a copy back of that I typed up. These numbers, he claimed, was possible locations in different towns in Italy that my father, his name, may be under. Later on, he tells me, I found your father, confirmed he's in prison. I said, fine. I said, okay. I mean, he's never knew I was born. I'm not upset about that, but please find out. I don't want you doing anything, illegal, any of that. If he's a murderer, if it's something kooky like that, I will back down. I don't want to go there. I said, I just need the location. Once he finds he's in prison, great. What's the prison? Let me start writing a letter. Let me take it from here. So that was, I don't even remember the date, probably August, sometime in August. I made about 5 attempts at this point from August, and I have them written down, August 16th, 18th, 28th, and September 6th, where I went to his cafe and said, Marcello, because we cordially got along very well. I said, you've helped me out. I know he's in prison now. Great, I want to write the letter. Can I have my documentation where my $5,000 went? I want my phone bills. I want something in writing.
Just 1 second. Did you in fact ascertain that your father is the person who he reported is in prison?
Since then, I know that his information is completely inaccurate.
Is inaccurate?
Yes. 2 days ago, my witness here, George Cosentini, spoke to my father in Salerno. He has never been in prison. We confirmed that he is the birthday of which I gave him initially.
Okay.
And
Just a
my
second.
father does know my mother and was in his uncle and aunt's restaurant in 1969. Confirmed all that information. He has spoken to him twice.
Who are you, sir?
My name is George Cosentini.
Who does speak Italian.
Come stand here, Mr. Cosentini. How did you locate her father?
What I did was...
I was in a dead end with Marcello, so I decided I was desperate to go to the family, so I got the courage with my sister to go knock on my great aunt and uncle's home. Reluctantly, they were wonderful people, welcomed me, believed that this was true, recalled memories of my mother, were crying, and in which case gave me the number, I'm sorry to interrupt, gave me the number of my father's sister, said, unfortunately, I don't know where my nephew is, but his sister will definitely know. Give her a call. So at that point, after that day, I brought him the number, and I said, please call the jail to verify that his stuff is inaccurate, that it's not my father.
First of all, there are no addresses or zip codes if we were to contact the jail. But I did call the jail, and the phone number that we got from information of the Italian consulate said that there was a in prison in Naples. And then I proceeded to ask, can we write letters? Do you know how long he'll be there? Because we're not going to make a trip there if we can't see him or write letters. Then I proceeded to let her know this information. Yes, this is in jail. I said, let me go a little further. Let me call your aunt and just pretend that I'm going to go visit and we want to see her brother, which would be her father. I said, can we have the number? We're going to be there pretty soon. Hoping she would say, he's in jail or he's this, to confirm what Marcello had done for her. She said, oh, yes, I'll give you the number at his home. And I went, at his home? She goes, yes. So I reiterated, I go, this is at his home number?
He calls immediately. Said, this is my situation. I have a friend here in America, does not speak Italian. Her mother knew you. Do you know this name, Phyllis Miller? Oh, cried, emotional. Said, I knew your mother, her mother in 1969, and I want you to come visit. She has a daughter, and that's how he got there.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Kai Miller says she gave $5,000 to former friend Marcello Nicoletti so he could find her estranged father. Kai says he didn't do anything to earn the money.
Go ahead.
Now, I don't want to let her know why we're calling.
Sensitive.
So I kind of covered it up, sugarcoated by saying, my father knew your brother.
Okay, but in the meantime,
I called...
There's a happy ending to your story so
I called her father.
Yes. It's a happy ending to your
And
story.
spoke to
So
him
far,
twice.
you haven't gone to Italy yet, I assume?
February 8th. We are
So
leaving.
you're going?
Yes.
Okay. So the only issue that I have for you, Mr. Nicoletti, is you were given this $5,000. It's clear that the person that you located was not her father.
The person she told me to locate a person that was in jail.
No. The person that you located was not her father.
I don't know.
It is
Your
not.
Honor.
Trust me. Mr. Nicoletti, the person that you located in jail is not her father. You are certainly entitled to be reimbursed for any expenses that you have. Nobody expects you to be out of pocket any money whatsoever to help her. All she wants to know is, since you did not locate her father,
And this is what I get. Shh. Sorry, ma'am.
since you did not locate her father, she wants to know exactly what you spent money on and who you paid the money to, and some proof by way of receipts, Western Union money orders, etc., where you spent the money, which is most reasonable. So, do you want to show me?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good.
First of all, when she approached me in Maine, she was telling me about she was looking for...
Now, I got the whole story.
Okay.
Listen
I got
to
a
what I'm
receipt.
saying.
Okay,
Listen to
go
what
on.
I'm saying to you. You are entitled to be
saying that.
compensated for any out-of-pocket expenses, because that's what you said you needed the money for, not for your fee. You weren't talking about a fee for you. You said, I need money to be compensated for expenses. You did not find her father. Just show me proof by way of receipts of what money you actually spent.
Your Honor, these are the phone bills when my father called the person several times.
I asked 5 times for those. Why didn't I get those?
You called already. Let me
Yeah,
talk to the
Miss
judge,
Miller.
okay? Please.
Miss
I
Miller.
was quiet all that.
I respect
Please.
Sorry, sir.
Okay, thank you. This is a receipt for the people in Italy. This is the Federal Express, which I got it from the Federal Express right here.
Okay.
This right here, the letter she signed me, where it says authorize my father and I to locate this person. This is the list with all the people that the family.
No. I don't want to see that. All I want to see is the money
this right here.
that you spent.
Okay.
Just a minute. You speak Italian and read Italian?
Yes, ma'am.
Would you please translate that for me?
I'll do the best I can. It's not perfect.
How do I know this wasn't typed up yesterday?
Just a second. Listen, Miss Miller, I asked him to do me a favor and to please translate it for me.
Yes, ma'am.
The below written received the sum in U.S. dollars of $5,000 from used for.
You want to help you?
Used to locate
the person indicated below.
Yeah. I mean, I don't read Italian, but you can.
More or less, you understand?
Yes.
Mr. Nicoletti,
Yes.
is what you're suggesting, sir, that I believe that you sent her entire $5,000 to somebody in Italy?
I better tell you the way we sent the money to Italy. My father used to work for the government for 40 years. He used to be an attorney, worked for the government.
Now, just listen to my question, sir. Do you expect me to believe that you sent the entire $5,000 to somebody in Italy? That's either a yes or a no.
You're the judge. I think you make a decision. I think you believe.
Very good. Then I'll be the judge and I'll make the decision. You gave her this list, sir. Is that correct? Is this the exhibit that you gave to her?
My father's name is spelled.
Am I speaking to you?
I never give it to her, this one here, Your Honor.
Where did that list come from, Miss Miller?
It came directly from him after the 5th time of requesting. I came back to him September 9th and said, why is my father's name spelled wrong? And he says, my son wrote it.
Your Honor, you look at the writing. This is my writing right here.
Let me see it, sir.
This is my writing.
Let me see it.
This is my...
No. You had this piece of paper, sir, in your packet of papers.
No, I don't have it, ma'am.
You don't have this
No,
piece
I don't have it. You want to check? I don't have
paper?
it. No, ma'am. I don't have it.
Where did you get this from?
Directly from him at our company.
Hey, why would she have this? She wouldn't have this.
I came back to him upset.
She wouldn't have prepared
It wasn't
this.
valid.
But why should I give it all the items, what they
Because that's
spent,
what I
which
kept
I don't know?
asking for.
Miss Miller.
Excuse me, you
Miss
want to
Miller,
just calm down?
Mr.
I'm listening.
Nicoletti, do I look like I'm in charge?
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Miss Miller, if you speak to him again, I'm going to dismiss your lawsuit.
I understand.
That would be very unhappy for you.
Very unhappy for me.
You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Nicoletti,
Yes.
there is no question in my mind that you prepared this.
No, ma'am.
You or someone, or your wife, or your brother, or your father, or somebody else prepared this, because there would be no reason for her to have any of this information on here. The phone, USA phones, 450. Police cap, Italy, Napoli. Officer something, police, Italy, Napoli. City Hall, persons, 2, Napoli, $1,200. Gas and transportation, $250. Expenses, $450.
Hold it.
She didn't make this up.
Hold the Honor. When I was talking on the phone, I just remember my son. He was on the phone with my father and I tell him the money was spending. He wrote a piece of paper, my son. My son.
Sir, you brought in phone bill.
Yes.
The phone bill, including Western Union, was $196.32. You wrote here $450.
I tell you, because when my father called Italy, he left a message to the letter he wrote. He never was to his office, so he returned a phone call to my father to let him know what the situation was. For this reason, the bill was $3, $4, man. And he charged my father the phone bill when he received in Italy.
Well, then it's your responsibility, sir, to have gotten those phone bills from him. Listen to me carefully, sir. The only phone bills you have, this is what you've given me in response to my question. You've given me this piece of paper, which I do not believe.
Why? That's a DHL. That's legal. You own it with the envelopes.
Sir, I believe the DHL, and I believe the receipt. I don't believe that you sent $5,000 to Italy.
Really?
Really. I believe that you have a Western Union here where you sent the total amount charged was $172 that included a $22 service charge.
Correct.
Right. And what else did you bring me? Nothing. Those are the two expenses that you have. $172 and $196.32. Now, you have to understand, Miss Miller, it is very, very possible that there were people in Italy who were not as friendly as the defendant and who didn't like you or didn't feel as if they wanted to help you but wanted to be compensated for what they'd been doing.
Understandable.
You understand that. And clearly there were phone calls that were made from Italy to the United States with information. Now, they talked for here 12 minutes, 10 minutes, not a lot of money. $1.07, gee, it's cheap to call Italy. Let's give this gentleman the benefit of the doubt that the money that was spent from the other end on the telephone was $250. Right? There. Now, somebody had to go to a police station. Somebody had to go and find out what he was convicted of, this person who turned out not to be your father.
Right.
Where he was. All of that takes time.
Sure.
Right? Who is this person, Mr.
He's in the police department for almost 30 years in Italy.
Is he still in the police department?
Yes, Your Honor. You know, in Italy, when you want looking for someone, you have to be careful because they don't know who they deal with sometimes. You know, they have to follow a person. They have to see who, you know.
Let's understand each other. The easiest thing in the world, if your father knows somebody who is in the police department, and Italy is not a backward country, they all have computers, the same kind of computers that we have here in the United States. The first thing that you would do to look for somebody is to put their name and date of birth in a computer. And that's what your friend did. And it came up with this name in this prison. That's convicted such and such a date, currently serving a sentence of. You know how long that took? As long as it took me to say it. Let's say it was worth $500. All told, that's $893. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $4,107. That's all.
And now the next case.
All parties on Turner versus Peak. Step forward.
33-year-old flight engineer Christopher Turner is suing his ex-girlfriend, 26-year-old child care provider Anna Peak, for the return of a computer monitor and a web camera. Anna says they were gifts.
You used to be the defendant's boyfriend. You broke up some time ago. You say that she has some property that belongs to you. She says everything that she has that you claim belonged to you were gifts. That's what this case is about.
That's correct.
Let's talk about the phone. What kind of phone are we talking
It
about?
was a Sony 900 megahertz phone. It was a little black phone. I used to call her on the phone, and when she used to go out and feed her ducks and chickens, her old phone she had just was constant static. So I got tired of hearing it after a while, so I just said, hey, I got an extra phone you can borrow. And I brought it over one day, and she used it from then on. I never actually said you can have it as a gift or anything like that.
What else?
A net cam.
A net cam. What's a net cam?
A net cam is something you hook up your computer, and you can get on Microsoft Net Meeting, and you can talk two ways, and it shows a video on it also.
Net cam. So tell me the circumstances surrounding you giving her the net cam.
I'm in the military, so when I go TDY, basically it's temporary duty. I go and fly to Japan, Hawaii, Alaska, and stuff like that for my job. So I always bring my laptop with me. So I got an extra net cam. I saw her online, so I asked her to bring up the program for...
Just a minute. You got an extra net cam. Do you have a net cam?
Yes, I do.
And what did you do with yours?
The first one I have, I let her borrow, and I just showed her
And
how
she
it
was
worked.
your girlfriend?
Yes, she was.
So you are telling me that you said, I am giving you this net cam that you can borrow, but if we break up, you have to give it back because I'm just loaning it to you.
I never actually said it because I don't ever actually think we're going to break up or nothing like that.
Of
I guess
course,
I'm
Mr.
an
Turner.
optimistic
That's
person.
exactly what I'm saying, sir. You got it. That's exactly what I'm saying, because I don't think it's kind of romantic. You're off doing this TDY or whatever. You want to be as close as possible to your girlfriend, so you want to be able to communicate with her. So you go out and buy a new one. Not very romantic. You give her the old one, you keep the new one, but, you know, maybe you really weren't so sure about the relationship. What's next, Mr. Turner?
Basically a monitor also, the other bar.
A monitor. When did you give her the monitor?
Around December 18th.
December 18th. Under what circumstances did you give her the monitor? I assume this was for a computer.
Yeah, I built her a computer also. I built computers as a hobby. Well, she had a little 14-inch monitor, and I went to a computer show, and I needed an extra monitor also, so I got a good deal on one.
So you bought yourself a new one?
Yes, I did.
And you gave her your old one?
I took the new one out, put on my computer desk is like a two-tiered desk. So I already got one 17-inch monitor. When I put the second one on there, the second tier couldn't handle sort of bows in the middle. So I just put my 14-inch monitor on there and let her borrow the other one.
You walk into her house and you've got this new monitor, and you're in love.
Well, I don't know if it's... Okay.
And it's a few days before Christmas. So you say to her, I have something here that you can borrow?
No, what I did, I had the computer wrapped up. I actually wrapped up a monitor, because I had a necklace in there also.
Just a second. You wrapped up the monitor?
It's how, well,
Just
it was...
a second. You wrapped up the monitor?
Yes.
In what kind of paper did you wrap the monitor?
It was Christmas wrapping paper.
And within that same package, you were also going to give her a necklace.
Yes.
Was it wrapped in the same Christmas paper?
It was actually in a computer box.
So you brought over three presents.
That's correct.
Wrapped in Christmas paper.
The monitor wasn't a present. I was just gonna, when I gave it to her, I said, hey, here's a computer. It wasn't a computer. When she opened up, she saw it was a computer. I said, what's in the big box is actually a smaller box. The other one I'm just gonna let you borrow.
You said that to her?
That's correct.
Mr. Turner.
No, he didn't.
You would have been out the door. What did she give you for Christmas?
A couple shirts, some pants, and something else. I'm not sure what it is.
Cologne. Obsession.
Cologne.
Yeah, clone also.
And it's a little gift bag with little playful stuff.
As far as you're concerned, all of these things were gifts.
Correct. Well,
You don't have to say any more. Correct.
yes.
It's easy. Mr. Turner, get over it. They were all gifts. That's all.
Now the next case.
All parties on Jerome versus Gray. Step forward, please.
30-year-old computer support technician Michael Jerome is suing his ex-wife, 28-year-old administrative technician Christina Gray, for an overpayment of child support. Christina is countersuing for attorney fees and alienation from their daughter.
Mr. Jerome, you and the defendant had once been married. You have one child. You have a daughter together?
Yes.
Who is 8?
Yes.
For a period of time after you were divorced or while separated, your daughter lived with your former wife. More recently, after a lengthy custody battle, I assume, you were awarded full-time custody of your daughter.
Yes.
There was a time when child support, which was being paid to the defendant, was coming right out of your check.
That's right.
And your claim is that the money continued to come out of your check after the time that your daughter came to reside with you on a full-time basis.
Yes.
So you want to be reimbursed for the overpayment for child support. In what amount do you believe you have overpaid child support?
$642, I believe.
When did your daughter come to live with you on a full-time basis?
Christmas Eve, 1999.
And do you have pay stubs to show child support paid after that date?
I have the accounting from the child support.
I'll see it. All right. Defense to his request for the overpayment is, in fact, he still owes you some money.
Yes,
In arrears.
that's correct.
I'm looking at this, sir. Do you still owe arrears on the original order?
No, I don't. When I was awarded custody, the judge made it clear that he was awarding attorney's fees in the amount to offset the arrearage, and we would have a clean slate.
Well, let me see that order. Where he says that. Let me see. Oh, well, that's very easy, sir. I don't know why you're here. Because according to the printout from the sport collection unit that you've given me, you did, in fact, pay, pursuant to the income deduction order, after your daughter was in your custody, an amount of $642. Yes. That's clear. It is also clear from what you have given me that you are thousands of dollars in arrears on the original order from when your daughter was living with your former wife, right? And what the court has said, yes, it says total billed, $13,000 and change. Total to date collected, $9,172. So even according to this, giving you credit for the $642, you still owe her over $4,000 in arrears.
That's not right.
Well, that's what this paper says, sir.
The judge ordered there to be a zero balance at the time of the transfer.
Show me where the judge said that there's a zero balance. Take a look. Well, that's a different order. That's a good order. I don't know how you managed that. The judge must have been very angry with you because this order says that the petitioner, that's him, has incurred $5,043 in reasonable attorney's fees and that he is in arrears of approximately $5,043. Petitioner has fully paid and satisfied, therefore, the judgment for child support up to and through April 1st, 2000. End of case. So he must have been angry at the protracted nature of this case for some reason. In any event, you owe him $642. That's the overpayment. All right. Now, let's get to your counterclaim. Ms. Gray, you're counterclaiming for $5,000 for mental anguish and lost wages as a result of endless court appearances and mediations.
Correct, Your Honor.
I don't think that you get paid for that, do you?
Your Honor, this is 9 years of ongoing court battles that have got nothing to do with anything but him being angry because I left 8 years ago and taking my daughter.
I assume that there were periods of time when you were not visiting with your daughter, is that right?
Yes.
And were those periods of time during which there were court-ordered visitations?
Yes.
Ms. Gray, what I'm telling you is I'm an old family court practitioner, and there has to be some very serious circumstance before a judge will transfer custody of a child from one parent to another.
That's what my attorney told me, too. That's why he was so confident we wouldn't lose Chelsea.
Well, your attorney may have told you that. However, what I'm telling you is when it appears that the child is being deprived of an ongoing and meaningful relationship with one parent because another parent is frustrating orders of visitation, after a while what happens is the judge says, I'm going to give you one more chance, and if we don't follow through with it, you're going to lose custody. And your attorney says to you, that's never going to happen. They're never going to take your little girl away from you. Does that sound a little bit familiar to you?
Very familiar.
Right. Never mind.
Because aside from serious abuse or neglect, that's the only reason that judges will take a child away from one parent who has been the custodial parent for years, because that parent is frustrating the relationship with the child with the other parent. Judge got fed up. Your counterclaim's dismissed. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $642. That's it.
And now the next case.
All parties on Jones versus Darling. Step forward, please.
53-year-old custodian Howard Jones is suing former friend, 42-year-old homemaker Sandra Darling, for money stolen from his safe. Sandra is countersuing for the return of a car and a television.
Mr. Jones, according to your complaint, you befriended the defendant and her children at a time when they were homeless, allowed them to stay in your home for a few days while she was awaiting some money so that she could move into an apartment. And it is your claim that while there, she stole money from a safe.
Yes, Your Honor.
And I believe that you claim it was some $3,700?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Darling says no way, and she has a counterclaim, which we will address in a moment. What makes you think she took your money?
She was the only one in my home at the time, Your Honor, her and her 2 boys.
How old are her children?
15 and 18, I think, Your Honor.
And what kind of a safe did you have, sir?
It's a small in-home safe, is all I can tell you. About so big.
Does it have a key?
Yes, it has a key and a tumbler to it. The key was kept in my nightstand by my bed. And since I was a bachelor, I had no problem leaving it there and knowing that it was going to be safe.
If you have a safe and it has a key, then you don't leave the key in the same room as the safe, because that defeats the purpose of a safe.
Yes.
You needed the key only after you had fixed the tumbler.
Right, Your Honor.
Did you give Miss Darling the combination to your safe?
No, like I said, it was on the last number. And all you needed to do was go and use the key to open it.
So, not only do you have a tumbler that's a second stopgap for thieves, but you didn't use it.
Yes. I live alone, Your Honor.
No, you don't.
I found out the hard way.
You did, Mr. Jones.
Yes.
Now, did you take his money?
No, I didn't, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Jones, it's very unfortunate when you are rewarded for a kindness by having property missing, but you have to have some proof that this lady stole your money. And the fact that she was there isn't sufficient proof. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, Miss Darling, you want to talk about your counterclaim?
Yes. Okay, at the time I met Mr. Jones, I was homeless, living between hotels. My kids was in one place, so he kind of helped me. We came involved with each other. So when I went into the shelter, he would come and pick us up every morning, 7 o'clock, to take my boys back and forth to school. So while the bus
He was lovely to you.
Yeah, he was. He was a good friend.
So tell me
to
about your counterclaim.
Okay, so he bought me a car. After I moved out of the shelter, when he claimed that I went in his safe and took his money, he came and took the car back.
Is the car registered in your name?
The car wasn't registered. We had just got the car on September the 29th. I moved out of the shelter on
So the car wasn't registered in your name?
In neither name.
Let's talk about what else you're suing him for.
Okay.
After all of his kindness to you.
Okay, my stuff was in storage. And
Yes.
once I moved out, I went back to get my stuff out of storage. My kid's TV was gone.
Right. And there were only 2 keys.
I had one, and he had one.
Right.
Okay.
So you think he came and stole your TV?
Yeah?
Were your sons with you?
No, they were at school.
No, but were your sons with you during this time that your television was in storage?
Yes.
And you had the key?
Yes.
Right? You had a key. Maybe one of your sons took the key, went to storage, took out the TV, and sold it.
No, I don't think
You
so.
don't think so?
No.
Well, that's possible, isn't it, Miss Darling?
No, because we've been struggling ever since
No,
I
just
came
listen
in.
to me. I want you to... It's possible. The same way, Miss Darling, you say, I didn't take his money. He says they were the only ones there. You say he's the only other one with a key. You had a key.
Right, but the...
And your sons had access to your key. Maybe one of your sons took the key and went and took the TV and sold it.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You don't think he's lying when you say that money was stolen out of his safe, do you?
I don't know if he was lying.
I don't think he was lying when he
All
says
I know
money was
is
stolen
I
out of...
didn't-
Listen to me.
I'm sorry.
Why would he lie after he was so nice to you and your boys about money being stolen out of his safe?
That's what I wonder, too.
He was very nice to you, and if he's out $3,700...
That don't mean I took it. I wasn't...
No, I understand that. I didn't say that you took it. I didn't say that one of your boys took it, although that's a possibility. What I'm saying is, if he's out all of this money, why would you even think after he was kind to you, nice to your children, suing him for the cost of the car that he made to you as a gift?
My intentions was not to countersue him.
Perfect. Then we don't have a problem. Your lawsuit, sir, is dismissed, as is your counterclaim. That's all.
वाह कोठी जा कसम मारते मेरे ये और नंबर 1 तेरा बदला लाऊंगा मैं भगवान कोई जब मैं नहीं जरा मार सके और क्यों गया अब मजाक कर रहा था यार नंबर 1 इस वक्त तो बदला लाऊंगा गारंटी ला रहा बदला मैं विचों ना गया ना इन्हां दे विच नंबर 1 है गया नंबर 1 चोर ओए है की ओ सॉरी यार मैं करते हैं नहीं तो मैं प्लेयर ही बड़ा हूँ यार ये तो बहुत अंजी मारती हूँ फिर नेट गया सॉरी यार नंबर 1 बाबा नेट जाइए नीचे मैं मार देना ही यार फिर नहीं मरेगा यार सॉरी सर गया मर गया सर मर गई यार नेट एमएस नहीं आ रही है अरे भैन ये की है यार अरे 30-40 किल होने चाहिए यार किल ही नहीं हो रहे यार वो नहीं डाल मैं प्ले बड़ा हुआ बस मैं तारे सामने नहीं खेल रहा बोटियो बम मार दिए है देखिए एवें दी होंदी प्लेयर ही खेलना आंदा नहीं खेलना आइंदे करो यार बड़ा ही गंदा बच्चा है यार बार बार मर जाता मैनू मेरी एमएस ठीक हो रहा बई तेन फिर मिलता फिर तुम दसांगा मैं की हूंगा लेरी गया मरते ही नहीं यार बोट ही बन गई है वो बड़ा प्लेयर हुंदा सी बस हुन हो गई है एमएस ठीक आ जाओ हुन सॉरी यार ए मजाक करता मैं मजाक दिमाग करने पे आ रहा था फिर मार गया जीती गए हो बहुत तेरी बस मैं अपनी नींद कुछ किया यार मैं कह मैं गेम ना छड़ जान खेलना ही खेलना है थोड़ा यार इस बार मैं जीतूंगा यार जो गारंटी है इस बार नहीं हारदा इस बार तो मैं जीत ही जाना कोई गल नहीं देखो मैं जित के बहाना यार तुसी मेरा मजाक उड़ांदे ही तुसी पिछली गेम वेख के कहंदे होवोगे कि नहीं हुन नहीं जित सकदा वो तो दिमाग च बनाई सी कैमरा ऑडिटर ने गलती की थी ऑडिटर ने विच काम खराब करता सी यार फिर खराब हो गया जी और नेट चला जाता बहुत और की यार मरद ही नहीं है नेट मेरे वाली स्लो हो जाता हर सही आ रहे ना फिर भी नहीं नेट चलता पाएगा बेनी एक किलो दे पैने मैंने नेट वाले भी फिर